Jai Hind all, myself Amita Asthana from AKGC Ghaziabad. So in this particular video lecture we will study about the subject digital system design, one very important topic from KEC 302 subject code. So the topic name is Hamming code. Here in this video lecture we will use Hamming code as error detection and correction tool. So Hamming code generation. What does it mean? Let us understand first. Here we are having a, let's say, a transmitter. Okay. So whenever transmitter sends any digital data or any stream of 0 1 0 1 0 like that. Okay, so this data or information, data bits, are sent along with some parity bits. This is important actually. Why these parity bits are being added? First of all, we should understand whenever we are sending the data, okay, we are adding some parity bits to our original data stream. So these parity bits are added for purpose of error correction and generation of parity bits used for error detection. So to correct the error when we transmit the data, and let's say any bit get erroneous, in that case we are having these parity bits, and these parity bits are used for error detection. If we can detect the error, okay, then we can correct the error also. So here it is important. So data bits plus parity bits are sent, and the code, how these parity bits are embedded into the data where the bits should be added, these are all we are going to understand in this Hamming code generation topic. Right. Now coming to the error detection. Once the data is sent, the Hamming coded data, the transmitter has sent this Hamming coded data. Now this data is received by the receiver. This receiver will receive the data, which is the combination of data bits plus parity bits. There are two possibilities. First possibility, maybe the data received by the receiver is all correct, or maybe data received by the receiver is erroneous. Here it is important to note that the Hamming code detection process can only detect for one bit error. Okay, so this particular algorithm is only for the detection of single bit. So out of these two, so data received by the receiver, if all correct, then only the algo will run, and if the data is erroneous with one bit, then also the algo will run. Algo will run in both the cases, because in first case receiver wants to confirm that I have received the correct data, and in the second case if there is any error of single bit, then it can be detected and it should be corrected for the correct reception of the data. So now coming to the Hamming code generation part. So this Hamming code is used for, as I told, error detection first error detection and then error correction. So the concept behind it, to add some parity bits to my original data bits. Next, let's say we have an example that generate the Hamming code for this particular data is given 11010001. This is my data. Okay, and for this data I want to generate the Hamming code. Now this process is to be run at the transmitter part. At the transmitter, where before sending the data, we will modify the data by adding some parity bits to it. Okay, so how the parity bits are added and where are the locations of these parity bits, that is important. So number of extra parity bits, first of all we will calculate looking at the number of bits in the message, original message. We will find out how many parity bits actually the data requires for exact error detection and recovery. So here we will apply, first step is to apply this formula, that is 2 raised to the power p should be greater than equal to m plus p plus 1, where this m is the number of bits in the message. So here we will calculate number of bits 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I will write here 7 bits. As m. Now p I don't know, p is to be found, and 1 is 1. Now here we will apply the formula and we get this equation, 2 raised to the power p is greater than equal to 8 plus p. Now solving this equation, let us solve. So here if I put p is equal to 3, let's say, so this will be 8 should be greater than 8 plus p. So that means p is equal to 0. That's not correct, because we have taken p is equal to 3. So here this 8 plus 3 if I write, then this 8 is not greater than equal to 11. So next is we will try another value for p, that is, let us take p is equal to 4 and we have 2 raised to the power 4 is greater than m is 7 plus 4 plus 1. So now this equation satisfies. So we can approximately conclude that P is equal to 4. That means now I will add some 4 parity bits to my original data sequence. So here the minimum value of P for which the relation is satisfied is P is equal to 4, and total number of bits which is now going to be transmitted by the transmitter, that is 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. 7 message bits, 4 parity bits. Now let us find out where these parity bits are added and what is the method of adding these parity bits to the data bit. So now step 2. Step 2 is location of the parity bits. So location of the parity bits is in the power of 2. So that means 2 raised to the power 0, first location of parity bit, that is P1. 2 raised to the power 1, that is 2. So second location for the parity bit P2, and 2 raised to the power 2, that is P3 location for third parity bit, and 2 raised to the power 3. 2 raised to the power 0, 2 raised to the power 1, 2 raised to the power 2, and 2 raised to the power 3, that is the 4 locations of 4 parity bits. So these are the locations for the parity bits P1, P2, P3, P4. Okay, so here one thing we must note down, that we will write the sequence in this way: 1, 2, 3, 4 to 11, and then I will put my P1, P2, P3, P4. Now what about rest of the bits? This 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So I will put 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So at remaining locations, I will put my original data to all these blank locations like 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 serially we will put. Okay, after getting this, now I want to find out what are the values of these parity bits, that is for P1, P2, P3, P4, what are the values of these parity bits. So coming to the next step, that is step 4, finding value of parity bits. So for calculating the value of parity bits, that is, we will write the table. Here I will write my parity bits P1, P2, P3, P4. Okay, now I will write all the numbers from 1 to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I will write the corresponding binary values for these numbers. So for 1 I will have this 0, 0, 0, 1. For 2, 0, 0, 1, 0. For 3, 0, 0, 1, 1. For 4, 0, 1, 0, 0. Like this I will write up to 11, that is 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay. After writing this table here, okay, now it is easy for me to calculate the parity bits. Now one more thing, now the parity bit should follow the criteria of even parity, or the parity bit should follow the criteria for odd parity. That is important. That means, what does it mean is, I am adding the parity bits to my data, that's one. After adding these parity bits to my original data bits, what we can do is, keep 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 are the locations wherever I am getting 1 in the column, right? Putting all the values, and then I will decide what should I place, whether it is 0 or 1 in the P1 location, so that my parity is going to be odd or even. So I have two options here. So what I will write, I will first write this P1. P1, how I will write? Location 1, 3. In the P1 column, wherever the 1 bits are occurring like this. Okay, right? So I have just written 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, next, similarly I will write for P2. So P2, 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11. Okay. Similarly, I will write for P3, right? So P3 is for 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Similarly, I will write for P4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So I will write these values for P1, P2, P3 and P4. Next point is I will write all the values, like at 1, what is 1? P1. 3 I will see from here, 1, 5 again 1, 7 is 1, 9 is 0, 11 is 1. So I have got 4 ones. Okay, if I have 4 ones, that means if I take P1 is equal to 0, then it will satisfy even parity. Okay, because the ones which are occurring are already 4. So I will take as P1 is equal to 0. Okay. Similarly, I will write all the numbers for this one. This is P2. 3 is again 1. 6 is 0. 7 is 1. 10 is 0. 11 is 1. So I have 3 ones. If I want to maintain even parity, that I should make it 4. So I will take my P2 as 1. Okay. If I add P2 as 1, then it will have 4 ones, and 4 is an even number. So I will select P2 as 1 to make even parity. Similarly, for 4, 5 is 1, 6 is 0 and 7 is 1. So I have 2 ones, and if I take P3 is equal to 0, then only even parity is maintained. So I will take P3 is equal to 0. Similarly, for 8 is P4. Okay, 9 is 0, 10 is 0 and 11 is 1. So I have 1. Okay, that means only 1 is here, 1 is here. So to maintain the even parity, I will take P4 is equal to 1, so that I can increase my 1 to 2 digits. That means we should have even parity. That means I should have 2 ones in the data stream. So I will select P4 as 1. Now filling up the blanks for all the calculated parities. So I will take as P1 is equal to 0, P2 is equal to 1, and P3 is equal to 0, and P4 is equal to 1, and now I can write my final code. So this work we are doing at the transmitter part, right? Now coming to the receiver part, what does it mean? That means error detection and correction will be done only at the receiver, right? Thus this data is written and it is accepted or received by the receiver, and what receiver will do? Receiver will put this data as it is. Okay, now receiver knows that here is the location of my P1, this is the location of P2, this is the location of P3, and this is the location of P4. That receiver knows. If receiver knows that these are my parity bits, now to detect the error, the receiver will check whether the P1, P2, P3 and P4 are having their parity bits as even or odd. They are satisfying the criteria for even or odd. That receiver needs to check. If it fails to satisfy the criteria for even, then the receiver will automatically know that the error has been occurred in the environment and one bit has already been flipped when it was received. Okay, now how to find out? So again the process is same as we have written for P1, that 1 3 5 7 9 11. We will again write this P1 is 1 3 5 7 9 11. P2 I will write as 2 3 6 7 10 11, right? P3 is 4 5 6 7 as earlier. P3 is 4 5 6 7. P4 is 8 9 10 11 as before we have written. So because this will not change, right? So now we will just write all the values at the location. How we will write? Let us do that. At 1 this is 0, at 3 it is 1, at 5 it is 1, at 7 it is 0, at 9 it is 0, and at 11 it is 1. The receiver also knows the data which has been sent, that was using the even parity. So here it will count the number of ones. The number of ones is 3 number of ones, and this is odd. So that means we need to add one more number. So yes, I will make one number for yes. Yes, there is a conflict. If it is a conflict, okay, for yes I will write 1. Okay, yes means 1. Again the receiver will check for the P2. Okay, so 2 3 1, 3 is 1, 6 is 0, 7 is 0, 10 is 0, 11 is 1. Again it is having 3 ones received in the received data. Should I add some parity bit to my data stream? Yes. For yes it will put a 1 here. Okay. Now again P3, 4 5 6 7. 4 I will write 0, 5 as 1, 6 as 0, 7 as 0. Again only one bit is there here. So receiver will ask whether I should add some 1 to my original data sequence to make it even. Yes. For yes again it is 1. Now again for the next P4 calculation, 8, 1, 9, 0, 10, 0, 11, 1. Now receiver can see that here it is having 2 ones. If it is having 2 ones, that means 2 is even number. Receiver says no, I don't need to add any data or any parity to my data sequence, so it will put no as 0. Now it will write like this, starting from here, that it will write 0, 1, 1, 1, and it will calculate its equivalent decimal number, okay, that is 7. Okay, what 7 denotes? What 7 denotes? It denotes that at the 7th bit there is an error. Okay, at the 7th bit there is an error, so it will correct the code after detecting 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here instead of 0, it should be 1, and receiver will automatically correct the code. So here the single bit error detection can be done using the Hamming code, and this is the process how by addition of parity bits we can detect and correct the error. Okay, generation of Hamming code, how it is done, that I told you in this lecture. After that we discussed that how the code can be corrected if a single bit error is there in the data stream. So that's the only thing provided. The receiver must know whether the parity bits are added as even parity or odd parity. That information is very necessary. That means the information which is written here, that information receiver must have. The parity bits which already are present with the data, transmitted data, that are added according to the odd parity or according to the even parity. So if that information we are having, then only we can get the exact error and then only we can detect the error, and then only we can correct the error. Thank you.